Lauren Eric Davey, lead vocals and guitar.
Michael Barclay Planowski, play bass guitar.
Michael Paul Milinetti, instrument guitar.
Marco Edwin Ruggiero, and my instrument is my penis. Oh, sorry, the drums.
I was born in Madison, Wisconsin.
I was born in Renfrew, Ontario, and moved to Toronto when I was 13.
I lived in a little town in Washington State called Pullman, Washington.
In the Hamilton.
In Barrie, Ontario.
My family immigrated to Canada, and I grew up in Toronto. I sang as a small child. I made up songs as a small child.
I guess when I was 15, I got into punk. And I was like, fuck it, anybody can do this.
Not actually until a little bit later on. My wife actually bought me a guitar, and that was the beginning of the end to our free Sundays.
I would say I have parents who played music all the time in the house. Very encouraging to let me make all the noise I want.
By high school, I started to have instruments, and so I picked up the trombone.
Guitar had too many strings, so I figured I could probably play bass with, one index finger on one hand and one index finger on the other hand, and I was right.
I go lock myself into a little practice room with a piano, and I didn't really know how to play piano, but I didn't care.
That's what I did.
Too many influences. Charles Mingus,
Dee Dee Ramone,
Neil Young,
David Bowie, aka Mick Ronson.
Kurt Cobain.
The pioneers of what you would call heavy or progressive music.
Dave Navarro.
Kate Bush's bassist.
A lot of R&B stuff.
The glam rock era and the prog rock era.
Yes.
Screw you to everything that came before them and said, I'm going to take a chance here and do something different, and if you don't like it, too bad. I'm doing it anyway.
Rutger Gunnarsson. I stopped denying my love of disco.
Singer, songwriter, but then turned up. There's an opera house gig, which Kladowski is probably going to talk about, where just everybody was really on that night. It was a pretty big audience.
It's Opera House, thank you, the Opera House. Just because it was nuts. And it was just this continuous onslaught.
It was a gig at Strattinger's. That was probably the best gig we ever played.
Definitely was one of the New Year's Eve gigs I played at the Hideout in Toronto because, well, it was just total debauchery.
Worst gig is easy. Worst gig was the Cameron House gig. We had two German tourists. Milinetti, in a fit of rage, stormed off stage.
Cameron House and kicked up the power bar for everybody.
He kicked out my power as he left the stage. I was playing keyboards, and it just kind of like end of show.
The Lemmings proceeded to get absolutely fucking smashed on the free beer.
Gargamel?
Sledgecock.
That's really difficult. But it might be under pressure.
I love Bohemian Rhapsody. I really love that song.
Is Nature's Way by Spirit.
Alternately, Led Zeppelin's Kashmir.